Hello and welcome to the new video. In today's video we will discuss the best romantic movies of all time. So stay tuned until the end of the video. Starting with the first romantic movie is none other than The Notebook. The Notebook is a romantic drama movie released in 2004 and directed by Nick Cassavetes. The Notebook received many nominations and won 18 Choice Awards, MTV Movie Award, and a Satellite Award. In the 1940s in South Carolina, mill worker Noah Calhoun and 17-year-old Allie Hamilton fall in love, but her parents do not agree. Their love affair seems to have ended when Noah left to serve in World War II. In the meantime, Allie is linked to another man, but when Noah returns to his small village after many years on the eve of Allie's wedding, it soon becomes clear that their love affair is not over. That's all for the first one. Let's move on to the second. Number 2 is The Proposal. The Proposal is another one of the best romantic comedy movies released in 2019. This romantic film is directed by Anne Fletcher. The film received great reviews from the audiences and grossed over $317 million worldwide on a budget of $40 million. Her native Canada had to face deportation, says Margaret Tate, a high-powered book editor who is married to her helpless assistant Andrew Paxton. Andrew agrees with the charade but imposes certain conditions, including moving to Alaska to visit his wonderful family. A suspicious immigration officer is almost always hidden. Margaret and Andrew have to stick to their wedding plan despite numerous accidents. Next is A Star is Born. A Star is Born is a musical romantic film released in the year 2018, directed by Bradley Cooper and produced by Bill Gerber, John Peters, Bradley Cooper, Todd Phillips, and Lynette Howell Taylor. It was a box office success and has grossed over $436.2 million worldwide on a budget of $36 million. This is the story of a hard-drinking musician Jackson and young singer Allie who fall in love with each other. She has given up her dream of becoming a singer until Jackson comes into the spotlight, but as Allie's career unfolds, the personal side of their relationship continues to crumble, as Jackson continues to fight the monsters within him. The movie received many awards and nominations. It was selected as one of the best 10 movies of 2018 by both the National Board of Reviews and the American Film Institute. The movie received 8 nominations at the 91st Academy Awards and 5 nominations at the 76th Golden Globe Awards. Also won the Academy Award for the Best Original Song for Shallow. Now coming to the fourth, the most romantic and one of the best movies of 2015, directed by John Crowley and produced by Amanda Posey and Finola Dwyer, is nothing but Brooklyn, which was released in 2015. The film received the BAFTA Award for Best British Film. The young audience loved the movie because of its unique and fantastic story. The story centers on a young woman named Alice Lacey from Enniscorthy, County Wexford, where she cannot find a full-time job. Alice, a young Irish immigrant, travels through 1950s Brooklyn. Assured by America, Alice leaves Ireland and rests at her mother's house on the shores of New York City. Fresh romance lulls Alice into the sexy charm of love, which quickly loosens the initial shackles of a domestic illness. But soon, her past interrupts her new consciousness and she has to choose between the two countries and the life that exists between them. Number 5 is Last Christmas. Last Christmas is another romantic comedy that was released in 2019. The movie is directed by Paul Feig and produced by Paul Feig, Jesse Henderson, David Livingstone, and Emma Thompson. Last Christmas received tremendous popularity and excellent reviews from the critics, with many praising its screenplay and direction. It was a box office success and has grossed over $123.4 million worldwide on a budget of $25 to $30 million. The story focuses on a young aspiring singer named Kate. For a frustrated young Kate from London who works as an elf in a Christmas shop all year, nothing seems right. But when she meets Tom, a handsome, charming man who loves to be real things, soon takes a turn for the better. As the city changes into one of the most amazing times of the year, the growing fascination of Tom and Kate turns into the best of all visits. Now moving towards the next one is a 2014 romantic and very famous movie, none other than The Best of Me. The film was directed by Michael Hoffman based on the 2011 novel of the same name. The story centers on Dawson and Amanda, who were once high school sweethearts. When they return to their hometown for a funeral of a mutual dear friend, they have a bitter reunion. When they meet again after 20 years, they rekindle the love they never forget. But Amanda and Dawson soon realize that the forces that separated them when they were young pose even more dangerous today. Seventh is an American romantic comedy movie titled Blue Valentine. Blue Valentine is a 2010 film directed by Derek Cianfrance and produced by Lynette Howell, Alex Orlovsky, and Jamie Petrikoff. The film received a response from the audience. Film leading actress Michelle was nominated for the Academy Award as well as for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, while Ryan was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. The story focuses on the couple Cynthia Heller, an ambitious doctor and lives with her family in Pennsylvania, and Dean Pereira, a desperate romantic high school dropout working in Brooklyn. Dean and Cindy live a quiet life in a normal area. To the uninitiated observer, everything seems normal, but a closer look reveals that a couple is stuck in the downward direction. At the very beginning of the relationship, the world appears to be at their feet. However, her lack of ambition and her reluctance to self-exploit lead to potentially irreversible setbacks in their married life. Another romantic movie is 5 Feet Apart. It is one of the best movies of 2019, directed by Justin Baldoni, produced by Katie Schulman, Justin Baldoni, and Christopher H. Warner. The story was inspired by a girl named Claire Lucia Wineland who suffered from a disease known as cystic fibrosis. The film was released on March 15, 2019, and received excellent reviews from the critics and the audiences, and has grossed over $91 million across the world. 17-year-old Stella, suffering from a disease known as cystic fibrosis, spends most of her time in her hospital. Her life is full of routines, boundaries, and self-control when she meets Will, who is also suffering from the same disease. All of these are tempted by an impossibly charming teenager who has such an illness. There's an instant flirtation, although restrictions should keep a safe distance of 5 feet apart between them. As their connection grows, the temptation is to throw the rules and regulation out of the window and accept that attraction. Next romantic movie is Me Before You. Me Before You is one of the best movies of 2016 based on the 2012 novel of the same name, directed by Thea Sharrock and produced by Karen Rosenfeld and Alison Owen. The film was released on June 3, 2016 and received huge popularity and has grossed over $208.3 million across the world. The story focuses on a young and curious girl named Louisa who moves from one job to another to help her family. Will Traynor, a wealthy young banker who is paralyzed in a job accident 2 years ago, is taken care of and his happy attitude is tested. Will's cynical attitude begins to change when Louisa shows him that life is worth living. As their bonds go stronger, their lives and hearts change in ways no one could have imagined. Number 9 is The Vow. As of 2013, it was the 8th highest grossing romantic movie made since 1980. It was released in 2012, directed by Michael Souksi, and produced by Roger Birnbaum, Gary Barber, Jonathan Glickman, and Paul Toplieb. The Vow was one of the best movies of 2012. It has grossed over $196.1 million on a budget of $30 million across the world. The film was inspired by Kim and Cricket Carpenter. Paige and Leo are a newlywed couple living happily, but their delightful life is suddenly ruined when Paige goes into coma due to a car accident. When Paige wakes up, she loses her memory and doesn't recognize Leo. She also has a troubled relationship with her parents and still has feelings for her ex-boyfriend. Despite this difficult situation, Leo decided to rebuild their marriage. Next biographical romantic movie is The Theory of Everything, based on 2007 Traveling to Infinity, My Life with Steven. The film received many awards and nominations, including 4 Golden Globe Award nominations, 5 Academy Award nominations, and 10 BAFTA nominations. The Theory of Everything won BAFTA Award for the Best Outstanding British Film. The movie was released in 2014, directed by James Marsh, and produced by Tim Bevan, Eric Fellner, Lisa Bruce, and Anthony McCartan. In the 1960s, Stephen Hawking, a Cambridge University student and future physicist, fell in love with Jane Wilde. At age 21, Stephen is diagnosed with motor neuron disease. Despite this, he starts the aspiring study of time, which has very few days left, according to his doctor. He and Jane resist the terrible possibilities and break new ground in medicine and science, achieving more than they could have imagined. 11th is the best musical romantic movie, that's called La La Land. The film has grossed over $448 million across the world on a budget of $30 million. It was released in 2016, directed by the most famous director named Damien Chazelle, and produced by Fred Berger, Jordan Horowitz, Gary Gilbert, and Mark Platt. La La Land garnered numerous accolades, won 7 awards at the 74th Golden Globes, and also won 5 awards at the 70th British Academy Film Awards from the 11 nominations. The film was praised for its smarter screenplay. Sebastian and Mia have the same desire to do what they love, but as the success grows, they face decisions that tear down the delicate fabric of their love affair and threaten to tear apart the dreams they have worked so hard to maintain. Another most romantic thriller film is none other than Ghost. Ghost was the third highest grossing film of all time. It has grossed over $505 million on a budget of only $22 million. The film was praised for its cast performance and received a great response from the critics and the audiences. The movie received many awards and nominations at the 63rd Academy Awards, where Whoopi Goldberg won Academy Award for the Best Supporting Actress. The story revolves around Sam Wheat, a banker, and his girlfriend Molly Jensen. Sam gets assassinated by his friend named Carl Bruner, a corrupt business partner. When Sam learns the truth, his ghost seeks to save his girlfriend from Carl Bruner with the help of Oda Mae Brown. Next is Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits is another romantic comedy and a very famous movie released in 2011. The film is praised for its unique story and cast performance. The film has a stellar cast including Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis, Jenna Elfman, and Patricia Clarkson. The film was directed by Will Gluck and produced by Liz Glotzer, Martin Schaefer, Jerry Zucker, and Janet Zucker, following the story of Dylan Harper and Jamie Rellis. Both meet in New York and believe that adding sex to their relationship will not lead to complicating matters. Jamie is an executive producer in New York City who captivates art director Dylan to take a job at GQ magazine's New York office. Finding that they have so many things in common, they do quickly become friends. Dylan and Jamie, bored with so many broken romances, decide to quit looking for true love and focus on having fun. However, complications arise when two best friends add sex to their friendship. Next is No Strings Attached. No Strings Attached was released in the year 2011 and is one of the highest grossing movies of 2011 against the budget of $25 million. Directed by Ivan Reitman and produced by Jeffrey Clifford, Joe Mannion, and Ivan Reitman, the film was praised for its screenplay and performance of the leading cast members, which include Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. This is the story of two friends who, without falling in love with each other, decided to enter a no-string-attached relationship. Two best friends take their relation to another level by having sex. Fearing that their friendship will be ruined, the new lovers make a deal to keep everything completely material with no quarrels, jealousies, or expectations. Emma and Adam promise to do what they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, until they fall in love. The question then becomes, who will fall in love first? Next romantic and very famous movie is Shakespeare in Love. It was released in 1998, inspired by the love affair of William Shakespeare and Voila de Lesseps. The film was praised by the critics and grossed over. It was released in 1998, inspired by the love affair of William Shakespeare and Viola de Lesseps. The film was praised by critics and grossed over $289.3 million against $25 million across the world. The film was directed by John Madden and produced by Harvey Weinstein. The story centers on a relationship between William Shakespeare, played by Joseph Fiennes, and a young woman played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Shakespeare needs new music, troubled by the writer's obstacles. He soon finds inspiration in beautiful female elite, but her determination brings their relationship to another dangerous mode. Shakespeare in Love received many awards and nominations, including 7 nominations at the 71st Academy Awards. Next is Silver Linings Playbook. It is one of the best romantic movies of 2012 based on the 2008 novel of the same name. The film was directed by David O. Russell and produced by Donna Gigliotti and Bruce Cohen. Silver Linings Playbook was praised for its wonderful direction and cast performance, which includes Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, and Jackie Weaver. as a supporting actress. The film garnered numerous accolades, including 8 nominations at Academy Awards. Pat Salatano loses his job and, due to some mental health issues, stopped living with his family. He wants to rebuild his relationship with his wife, but his parents will be happy if he just shares the Philadelphia Eagles' passion. When Pat meets Tiffany, things get complicated, which helps him reconnect with his wife, if he has done something important to her in return. Moving towards next, we have another romantic and very famous movie, which is Call Me By Your Name. The film was released in 2017 based on the 2007 eponymous novel of the same name directed by Luca Guadagnino. The film garnered many accolades and won Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. Call Me By Your Name is praised for its direction, music, and performance of the cast, including Armie Hammer, Timothy Chalamet, Michael Stuhlbarg, and Amira Kassar. It's the summer of 1993. Ilya Perlman, a 17-year-old boy living in Lombardy, Italy with his family, meets Oliver, a handsome boy who is working as an intern for his father. In the sunshine around them, Ilya and Oliver find the beautiful beauty of a summer awakening desire that will change their lives forever. Next is Bridget Jones's Diary. The film was released in 2001 and it was one of the best movies of 2001. Bridget Jones's Diary received huge popularity and excellent reviews from critics and audiences. The film has grossed over $282 million across the world against the budget of $25 million. Also praised for its cast performance, especially for Renee Zellweger, who received a nomination at Academy Awards for Best Actress. The story focuses on the 32-year-old woman Bridget Jones. She starts writing a diary and decides to take control of her life. Now she's writing the most provocative, erotic, and insane book on her bedside table. The passion for adventure and the opinions on every subject, from exercise to men to food and everything in it, is turning the page on a whole new life. Next movie is Fault in Our Stars. It is a coming-of-age romantic movie that was released in 2014. The film was directed by Josh Boone and produced by Wick Godfrey and Marty Bowen. The Fault in Our Stars was a box office success and grossed over $307 million across the world against the budget of $12 million. The movie was praised for its amazing cast performance, which includes Shailene Woodley, Ansel Elgort, Laura Dern, and Sam Trammell. The story centers on 16-year-old girl named Hazel Grace Lancaster, who is suffering from thyroid cancer, and Gus Waters, who is also suffering from bone cancer. Both fall in love with each other. Hazel thinks Gus understands her. When Gus invites the concentrated writer to meet, he and Hazel begin their short-lived adventure. They both share the same intellect and love of books, especially Grace's touchstone, Peter Van Houten's and Imperial Affliction. Last but not least is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It was released in 2003 and is one of the most romantic movies of 2003. The movie was directed by Donald Petrie and produced by Robert Evans and Christine Peters. The movie received positive reviews from the critics and the audience and grossed over $177.5 million on a budget of $50 million across the world. The story focuses on Andy Anderson and Benjamin Barry. Andy Anderson, a consulting columnist, tries to push her boundaries of what she can write in her new article about how to lose a guy in 10 days. Her boss Lana loves the idea, and Andy sets out to find someone whom she can use for experimentation. Benjamin Barry, who believes in romantic prowess so much that he thinks any woman can fall in love with him in 10 days. When Andy and Barry meet, their plans backfire. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will keep you updated as new information comes in. Thank you for watching.